Hey guys, Angelo from the DM and Friends. Lately we've been hearing a lot about the term of the Hedge Knight, and that's because obviously the new HBO series or season or whatever you want to call it show that's come out from A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms that's come out from George R. R. Martin's mini series of books, The Hedge Knight. And a lot of people are asking, well, what is a hedge knight? So I wanted to talk about that today, and more importantly what that actually means for us, and how's that going to actually work at the table, because it isn't about, I don't think it's a new class, and it's not a fancy build or slapping together like a prestige title on a fighter. This is about an archetype, and that's old. It's messy. It's human. And I think it's perfect for the world of Greyhawk. So today I want to break down three things. What a hedge knight really is, where the idea comes from historically and in fiction, and how you can use it. Use this concept in your Greyhawk campaign, without changing any rules. So number one, so what is a hedge knight? So it's very simple. A hedge knight is a knight without land, without a title, without a permanent lord backing them. They do have training, they have armor, they have a sword, and they do have the skills to use it. What they don't have is protection. And, so they're not sitting in a castle, they're not drawing income from some village, and they're not insulted from consequences. They live on the road, they sleep rough, they bounce between towns, and they survive on reputation alone. And here's the important part, they are recognized as a knight, but they're not, respected as one. Man, that's a great tension point, All right, so the real world roots for what a hedge knight is, it comes straight out of medieval reality. It's not a fictional thing that George R. R. Martin brought, fantasized. In the real Middle Ages, you guys, not every knight was rich and powerful. A lot of them were younger sons with no inheritance. Others were veterans of wars that ended super bad. Some served with lords who lost land, who lost status, or lost their heads. Once that backing was gone, the knight didn't magically stop becoming a knight, but the world stopped caring about him. Hedge, isn't poetic, right? It's literal, sleeping under hedgerows, living between villages, eating when someone would hire you. Is that romantic? It's not the romantic thing that we think of knights back in, the Middle Ages, maybe in hindsight, but at the time it was survival for them. So George R. R. Martin and the Archetype, right? So now this is where he really nails it. Martin doesn't write knights as shiny heroes by default. He writes them as people trapped inside expectations. Hedge knights in his stories sit in perfect middle space, I think. Nobles see them as disposable. Peasants see them as dangerous. And lords, see them as tools if they see them at all. There's always they are always one bad decision away from disaster. And honor matters, but it does have consequences. So doing the right thing doesn't mean things work out. And that's why this archetype feels so grounded. There's no destiny. There's no prophecy. Just choices and fallout. So why I think this would really fit in Greyhawk. Here's the thing: Greyhawk already assumes this kind of character. Greyhawk is not heroic fantasy or on easy mode. It's political. It's fractured. And it's full of old wars and conflict that ended good or bad. Most bad. Hedge knights will fit in perfectly, on the border regions, or war-torn lands, or places where feudal power is fading or corrupt. You can drop them into Greyhawk without even changing a single thing. And in my book, it is a fighter, with a knight title. Maybe they served a noble who died in the wars, or Maybe their house fell out of favor, or maybe they swore an oath that still matters, even if no one else remembers it. Greyhawk thrives on characters who don't belong cleanly anywhere. That's where I think the story comes from. So Hedge Knight's at the table, right? So let's say this clear. You don't need a new class for this. This one, this is old school play. You could easily adapt this archetype. It comes out of how the world reacts to the character, not from bonuses on a sheet. Narratively, they're constrained, right? They get challenged by real knights. They watched, they're watched when they come into a town by guards. They're hired for jobs that others won't touch. Their armor gets them attention. Their name, is going to, matter in certain situations. Their past is going to follow them. If you want to do this right, don't give them extra powers. Give them just social friction. That's where I think the drama is really going to lie. So story hooks that I was kind of thinking, if you're a DM, Hedge Knights are absolute gold. Here are a few hooks that basically can write themselves. Like think of they've been hired to escort someone who technically outranks them, right? And that could be a form of service. A landed knight challenges their legitimacy. Like, I don't believe you're a knight. They're asked to enforce the law, even though they don't agree with it. So because he's starving, doesn't have any money, and their past service, catches up with them for good or bad. Hedge Knights are walking complications. I think they are, and you don't need to force plot. They are the plot. So here's my wrap up. Here's the takeaway from this. Hedge Knight isn't about being special. It's about earning respect in the world that doesn't care. That's why this archetype works really well with Greyhawk. I mean, you could fit them in, all of Furiandi, or maybe they're bouncing around on the Wild Coast, serving lords along the way. Honestly, I think that's a really good. There's so many places in Greyhawk you could put them, but those are the two that I think of. There's so many different small lords that they could go into service for. So anyways, try it, and I'd love to hear what people come up with. But I'm even thinking that a Hedge Knight could be a great solo character for a DM and a solo player to a game to do. I think that would be a great class option, or archetype, like I'm saying. So if you're running an old school campaign and you're not using this idea, for PCs or NPCs, and I'll do another video on how these can be NPCs too, but you're leaving a whole bunch of story out. I think these are perfect. And you don't even have to call them a Hedge Knight, but it's the whole concept. But yeah, there's a lot we can do with this. So you guys, if you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe, please tell everybody. Yeah, I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think, if you've ever used this kind of concept. As always, you guys, take care and game on. All right, you guys, bye-bye.